Okay, loves, I am back. The veggies are nice and tender. So I'm going to retrieve this pot from the stove. And I'm going to bring it over here to the table so I can show you how to put this dressing together. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is adjust my camera so that you can see what I'm going to do here. You can see that I have just up under a half a pot of liquid. So what I'm going to do is add my dry ingredients very slowly because I don't want to absorb all my liquid. I hate dry dressing. So I'm going to get the first piece of cornbread that I reserved from the last time. It's nice and soft. I'm going to crumble that. Then I'll get this piece. And I'm just going to crumble this cornbread. Okay, so now I'll cut a section out of the cornbread that I just made. And like I said, I'll go a little bit at a time. And one day I will come back and show you how to make cornbread. The cornbread should be just about the same consistency of a cornbread that you would have with a meal, because that's where a good dressing begins, is to have a good cornbread. You can see this cornbread is nice and moist. It's not burnt. It's nicely browned. Okay, so now I'm going to add some saltine crackers. The saltine crackers help to give the dressing some additional sodium as well as flavor. So I'm just going to start with maybe a half a sleeve of the saltine crackers. And I'm crumbling these as well. Okay, now I am going to add my cream soup. Just going to get a spatula so I can get all of this out of the can. That's a little big. Let me start with a spoon. It may be a smaller spatula. Oh, it all came out. I don't even need a spatula. Okay. Now this pot is hot, so I'm going to hold my pot holder on the handle, and I'm going to stir this together. Oh yeah, looking good and smelling good. And I don't think I'm going to add very much more cornbread. Just a very small amount, because I am going to add one more liquid, and that will be my eggs. I use eggs when I make my dressing. The eggs, once you bake the cornbread, help to make the dressing light and fluffy. So this is going to be it for my cornbread. I'm not going to use that whole pan. I'm going to show you how much I used out of this. So I can wrap this up and freeze this, and we can have this for either Mother's Day or Father's Day for dressing. And then they probably won't get dressing in my household until Thanksgiving. I try to only prepare it 2 or 3 times a year so that people don't get burnt out. And I'm just going to show you the consistency of this dressing. Nice and moist. And it's a little loose right now, but once I bake it with my eggs, the eggs will hold together and it's going to be wonderful. Now I'm going to add my dry seasonings. I'm going to start with my poultry seasoning. And I use more poultry seasoning than, I'm going to take the cap off. It's hard to get it out. Let me get a container, watering cup, so I can show you about how much I'm going to use. This is a 1/4 cup measuring cup. I'm just going to fill this just about halfway. This should be enough. I don't like strong dressing. It's not good on the palate. Actually, guys, let me see. Yep, that was my poultry seasoning. I forgot I had 2 things. Poultry seasoning, and now for the sage. And I'm going to use around the same amount, just maybe slightly a smaller amount of the sage. The sage is very strong. So this is the equivalent, I would say, of maybe 2 tablespoons of sage, and I might have used 3 tablespoons of the poultry seasoning. And I'm going to stir this around. And I don't even think today I'll need the evaporated milk. This is nice. Okay, so now I'm going to get my spoon and taste it. So good. I don't need any salt. I'm going to now add some black pepper. Maybe a teaspoon of black pepper. And this pepper, I think I showed you once before. This is some large black pepper. Just a teaspoon is enough. Maybe not even quite a full teaspoon. It's very strong. And like I say, I like a dressing that is light and flavorful on the palate. Okay, so now my eggs. I have 4 eggs here, and I let them sit out at room temperature. I'm going to crack these into my bowl. And I'm going to lightly scramble these eggs. And I'm going to hurry up and mix the eggs into my dressing so that they don't cook from the heat of this broth. Oh yeah. I'm going to show you what this looks like. As you can see, it looks more on the loose side, but the eggs will hold this together. I'm going to add one more ingredient. Let me get a clean spoon. I like to add a little sugar just to balance. I just added 2 tablespoons, and this gives a good balance between all the other seasonings. Okay, that's my dressing. I'm going to put this pot into the oven, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's all browned. Okay, loves, I am back. My cornbread dressing is all ready. I am going to adjust the camera so that you can see what this dressing looks like. So give me 1 second as I get the camera in position. And I've already pulled my rack out. And this is my cornbread dressing or stuffing. And you can see it's no longer loose and it has set up and browned very nicely. So all I have to do now is make a little bit of gravy and dinner will be on. So I'm just going to set this on the stove top. I'm actually going to be transporting food over to my dad's house today so that we can celebrate Easter with him and make it a good family day. So I thank all of you for spending some time with me this morning, learning how to make cornbread dressing. And I hope that you will return very soon for more of Age Graceful Soulful Eats. Everyone be blessed. Have a good day. Bye now.